Hashtag I don't overreact, but Ravens won from best team in the league to an absolute joke. Tuck can't hit the side of a cruise ship if it was sitting still. Wow. At what point do we just sign one of the randos who kicked on game day this year, an old yeller, that son of a bitch Tucker? Oh, my God. Nine Toes Cam said, get rid of this guy. How much of this was there?
That's all it is. You know, usually it's like, hey, fire Harbaugh. This guy fucking sucks. He's been here so long. We still can't win. Every single one this week was like, we can't keep going on with Tucker. We just can't do it. I understand he's the GOAT. This guy stinks now.
Classic move, and they're in a bye week right now, and he either figures it out, which I think and hope is obviously the outcome, but the IR thing is normally a move that would fall into this world.
Scapegoat, everything.
So then you just punt it to the offseason.
Was there any talk of the black magic?
You're talking about whenever Travis Kelce decided to move his kicking team.
Maybe one or two.
He hasn't really been able to kick since he messed with Taylor's boyfriend.
And Taylor's man's quarterback.
That's right.
Yeah.
That is
I mean, why would you even?
You don't.
There's
play
no
with
reason.
Dark arts, my friend.
I don't know about all that, but there's no reason to mess with the aura. Hey, Travis just walked off, by the way. Travis would go on to have a great, win another Super Bowl.
Yeah, he would.
Travis would go on to have a great offseason, traveling around to greatest show in any town of all the towns.
Yep, different countries.
He get a new contract, be right back in it there, 11-1. That's one side of that situation. The other side, where have we been?
Worst year ever.
Was there any tweets about that? That's a good question, Diggs.
Maybe one or two, but not really. It's mostly just like, hey, this guy fucking sucks. He's going to ruin a great year from Lamar.
Sage, Tuck. All the sage.
Yeah.
All of it. Just do the whole.
Energy reset.
I think that's what you do, is sage dance, right? It's all sage.
Ayahuasca?
What?
I don't know if you're smoking sage or drinking sage.
I don't think sage is enough, brother.
Oh, you think he needs a...
No, he might need a full reset.
Go down in the jungle, brother.
She just start like smoking cigs or something.
Now we're
just do something he's never done before.
Yep.
Now we don't know
smoking cigarettes.
We don't know if he is a chain smoker or cigs or not.
True.
I assume he's not.
Right.
But with that opera voice too.
Exactly.
I'm assuming he's not chain smoking.
Maybe that's what he should do.
5-pack of Marlboro Lights.
Can you imagine he trots out on the field with a cig in his mouth?
Like
Nigel.
He should start singing opera as he's kicking. They should mic him up.
Clear the brain.
What if he stopped with the opera? Because we're trying to change things up here. You know, rally cap, flip that thing backwards, and goes like rage screamo.
Good.
Yeah.
Cool.
What if the next special we see about Justin Tucker singing, he's like, I hate, like the whole opposite end of opera.
That's not a bad
And
idea.
he's rolling pinning his shins like in the accountant.
What's that?
Yeah.
Justin Tucker up there in the Ravens, all-time great kicker. Obviously, we've talked about him on the show with you a few times. He's struggling right now, kind of putting the team at risk of losing major games down the stretch. How would you handle this situation as a head coach? Obviously, it's not a bunch of guys on the street who you can just throw in there and trust them. But how would you handle this situation in particular up in Baltimore?
Probably about the way that Coach Harbaugh is handling it. When I look at Tucker, I don't see a lack of talent. He still has great height on the ball. The ball, travels with plenty of distance. Clearly, there's some fundamental technique thing that he's not doing consistently, and that's caused him to miss both to the left and to the right. So I think, what I would do is keep working on the fundamentals and the technique of the kick. I don't think there's a lack of talent. I think it's fundamentally there's just something that's not quite right here. And I'm sure that Justin and Coach Harbaugh and the whole operation, the holder, the snapper, are all trying to get this down. I think he's definitely capable of doing it, but like you said, there's nobody else out there that has more experience or has mentally been in more situations than Tucker has. I think I would go with Tucker.
Coach, you said it there, missing both ways. Every one of his misses up until yesterday was left, like the same thing. And I don't like to drop my thoughts into people's life and be like, I know more than you, this is what I should do, especially in this world because there's so much going on and every kicker is different, every operation is different. But I wanted to text Jordan Stout, the punter, and be like, hey, can we just lean the ball a little bit so that he can maybe straighten that thing out as opposed to the draw? Let's lean it a little bit, fight the draw. And then he misses one to the right, and I'm like, all right, now I don't know. Like there's real cause for concern in panic, I think, whenever you're missing both ways, Coach.
Yeah, well, and to your point, Pat, just a little bit of lean one way or the other can definitely affect the flight of the ball. One thing about Tucker's balls, in my experience, has been his balls always went perfectly straight. They didn't hook through. They didn't have any draw on them. They were just straight.
Sure.
And when I see his balls start to move a little bit now, that tells me that there's something different than what it was. I don't know exactly what that is. Maybe it's the lean of the ball. Maybe it's his technique. Maybe it's I'm not sure exactly, but it seems like that's correctable. Just got to figure out what it is.
I think so too. The only thing I'm worried about is maybe he has a little, because maybe he's something, but but that has not been announced, so we can't obviously assume anything. But come on, Tuck. Come on, baby.
Got it, Tucker.
Come on, Tuck.
Well, there's no doubt, Pat. If there's an injury involved and there's a compensation for that, that could definitely, change the mechanics of the kick, and then you're trying to compensate and you overcompensate and so forth, and that's something that none of us have privy knowledge to.
And you got to remember, if you're off by that much, that's a miss. That's why Tyler from Dude Perfect stepped up.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
With the Baltimore Ravens, you're talking about GOAT, one of the GOATs. Always has been a part of their conversation since he dropped into the NFL. He's obviously going through it. And yesterday, if he makes his kicks like Justin Tucker normally does, they beat the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, if a ball goes in, the Philadelphia Eagles operate differently after the kick, probably. So everybody that just puts the points on the board and says, look, if you just add these points, it's going to be a win.
How it works?
There's probably going to be, different strategies involved whenever there's different points made or lost. But what do you think is the next move here for the Ravens? And Harbaugh said, I don't think cutting Justin Tucker is a move that I'm ever going to make. I've seen situations like this in the past. I believe, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, where a kicker or a punter or something like that gets put on IR for the rest of the year, so then they can just kind of put off this decision, have a restart for next year. Is there anything going on with Justin Tucker that we don't know about, and what do you think ends up happening over there?
Well, he's struggling right now. It's a very strange thing because we've never seen this guy struggle, other than this past season. So, here's the thing. Everybody wants them to replace him. And there's been this, or should they replace? Who are you going to replace him with?
Yeah,
I mean, these teams have been juggling kickers all year long. Is there somebody you're going to pull on the street that you'd have more faith and confidence in than Justin Tucker? You just hope that the guy's going to come out of it. Of course you get a ride with him.
Yeah.
Who are you going to sign off the street to go unseat one of the greatest kickers in NFL history? I know that's the reaction immediately. We got to replace this guy. He keeps missing. He's had a bad year. He's been off. But you're not going to get somebody on the street, I don't think, that's better than Justin Tucker.
There has to be something going on because they talk about it mentally he's going through it. They think it's the yips.
Well, Pat, it's like a golfer. It's like a golfer that's got the yips. Yeah. So the game comes back to him at some point, and I believe it'll come back to Justin Tucker too.
I agree. I think there has to be something wrong, though. I think there has to be.
He keeps pulling these kicks.
I think so.
All the kicks, he's pulling them.
I think there's got to be something in here. Every single one's to the left, and then he misses the one to the right. And I think that's because, this one goes to the right, I believe. I think that's because somebody told him, hey, can't miss right. Mm-hmm. No matter what, you can't miss right. Leave that thing as open as possible. And then, lo and behold, he misses it to the right, which is probably so frustrating. I couldn't even imagine how frustrated he was whenever that ball goes to the right. There just has to be something, whether it's this doesn't just happen.
It becomes mental after a while, does it not?
Definitely, but he made 2 kicks yesterday, so it's
but with kickers just in general, when you get to week 13, 14, 15, is everybody kind of banged up, feel worn down, or most guys feel
tired
fresh?
legs definitely happen, but every miss, except for that one, is the exact same. So
They got the bye week coming.
I almost wanted to text Jordan Stout and be like, can we give the fucking guy just some lean? And then he misses to the right. I'm like, I'm not going to
Never mind.
I'm not going to say.
Don't lean.
I'm not going to say anything at all.